Thank you all again for joining us in celebration of our students at this year's Nox Palmati. We initially were not thinking about doing a theatrical component for Nox Palmati, but it was the students' love for the story of Beowulf and their enthusiasm for it and their dedication to it really. Said, we have to do something. We have to really try and put something together. So it's by their impetus that we are doing this, and I think you'll really be able to see that enthusiasm and that love in their performance. We started out the year reading Beowulf together. That was the very first story that we read as the 6th and 8th grade class, and now we bookend the year with this performance of it. So I think that's very appropriate. So it is my privilege to introduce the 6th and 8th grade class as we present Beowulf. Without further ado, let's get started.
Hrothgar, king of the Danes, glorious in battle, built him a huge hall, its gleaming roof towering high to heaven. Strong to withstand the buffet of war, he called it Heorot, and lived there with his queen. At times of feasting he gave to his followers rings and ornaments and bracelets of bright gold, cunningly wrought, graved with runes and deeds of dead heroes. Here they enjoyed feasts and high fellowship, story and song and the pride of our peace.
But away, in the treacherous fens beyond the moor, a hideous monster lurked, fiend from hell, misbegotten son of a foul mother.
Grendel his name, hating the sound of the harp, the minstrel's song, the bold merriment of men, in whose distorted likeness he was shaped. Twice 6 feet tall, with arms of hairy gorilla and red ferocious eyes and ravening jaws.
He one night, when the warriors of Hrothgar lay, slumbering after banquet, came to Heorot, broke down the door, seized in his full grip a score and more of the sleeping sons of men, and carried them home for meat.
At break of day, the hall of Heorot rang loud and long, with woe of warriors and grief of the great king.
Thereafter, from dark lake and dripping caves, night after night, over the misty moor, came Grendel, gross and grim, famished for flesh.
Empty the beds. No man dared sleep at Heorot, but Grendel smelt them out of their hiding place, and many a meal he made of warriors.
For 12 years he waged war with Hrothgar, piling grief upon grief. For 12 years he haunted great Heorot.
Now there lived overseas in the land of the Geats a youth of valiance abounding, mightiest yet mildest of men, his name Beowulf, who, hearing of Grendel and minded to destroy him, built a boat of the stoutest timber, and chose him warriors 14 of the best. In shining armor they boarded the great vessel, beached on the shingle by the curling tide. Straightway they shoved her off. They ran at the white sail, and the wind caught her, the biting wind whipped her over the waves. Like a strong bird, the swan boat winged her way over the gray Baltic. The wintry well-rowed till, look outside of land, a sickle of fair sand, and glittering white cliffs. The keel struck the shingle, the warriors sprang forward. But the watchman of the Danes, the lone cliff guardian, seeing them from afar, spurred his charger, and came galloping down to the shore. He brandished his spear, and over the wind and wave roared aloud, he shouted,
Halt!
Strangers from beyond the whale road, who are you that dare, unbidden, unheralded, so boldly trespass here? For upon your flashing shields, the points of your spears, I see the glint of death.
We are from Sweden, O guardian of the shore. Fear not, for in loyalty we come. From friendly fields that tremble to the tale of your suffering and horror unspeakable. Crowding sail, hot taste we are coming, with stout spears fashioned and shields to protect. God grant we rid you of Grendel, the grim monster.
The watchman lowered his spear, and from smiling lips the wind blew to Beowulf fair words of greeting.
Whoever serves my king is welcome here. Come, noble warriors, and my men will look to your boat.
They left her at anchor, the broad-bellied ship afloat on the bobbing tide, and followed him over the cliff toward Heorot. As they marched, the boardheads glared from their helmets. The iron rings rang on their mail coats.
Welcome to the great hall, wide gabled with a gleaming roof towering high to heaven. Follow the street to the studded door, where Wolfgar, herald of the king, will receive you. May God Almighty prosper your venture and keep you safe.
Thus came the warriors to Heorot, and heavy with weariness halted by the door. Then Wolfgar, herald of the king, having demanded their errand, ran to his royal master, and quick returning urged them within.
Wake up! My lord, King Hrothgar, the grey-haired giver of treasure, laments the sorry scene you Swedes must see here. But if anyone can raise our spirits now and lift us from this terrible time, it is you, Grendel. Enter into the hall of Heorot at once.
The long hall lay before them, the floor paved with stone, the roof high raftered. In marble state upon his throne sat brooding aged Hrothgar, grey-haired and bowed with grief. Slowly he raised his eyes, leaden, lustreless, and gazed upon the youth, as with ringing step, boldly he strode forth till he kneeled at his feet.
O noble Hrothgar, giver of treasure, lord of the rousing war song, we bring you greeting, because we grieve deep for your desolation. Over the long paths of the ocean have we labored, I and my warriors, to rid you of the brute that nightly robbed you of rest. I am no weakling. With my trusty blade I have slain a monster brutally, and blindly by night many a foul sea beast that writhed and twisted in the abandoned wave. I beg you to grant my wish. I shall not fail.
Beowulf, I knew you as a child, and who is not exalted in your fame as a fighter? It is a triumph song that ocean thunders to her farthest shore. It is a whisper in the fearless seashell. Now, like your princely father long ago, in the blooming kindness of your heart, you have come to deliver us.
But Unferth bristled at these words. Unferth, who sat always at the feet of Hrothgar, a groveling, jealous attendant who cannot bear it that anyone should win more fame than she.
Braggart, are you not that Beowulf who paled against Brecca in the swimming match? 7 nights he wallowed in the wintry sea. Some sport that was. Sport for jeering waves that jollied you like spindrift from crest to crest, till sick with cold you shrieked for mercy. Who heard? Not Brecca, who had long since battled to land, but the sea tired at last of its puny plaything, spewed to its shore.
That's a drunkard's tale! True, Brecca was first ashore, but Beowulf could have raised him had he wished. There were boys then, with their full share of folly, plunging sword in hand, giddily to battle with monster whales. But a storm came sweeping down, and gruesome waves ground and trampled them asunder. It was Brecca that cried for help. Beowulf fought to save him, but a fierce northeaster whipped them apart and pulled Brecca to shore.
In the dark and bitter cold, the icy brine was heaving murkily with monsters. Glad was I for a sword and mail coat, for a serpent had wound its sinewy coils about my waist, and squeezing dragged me below. But before he could break me, I slew him, 9 others too, before the raging flood tide will me. I am not aware that you, brave Unferth, can boast such a record. If you be as bold as you proclaim, how comes it that Grendel is so low? Ha! I know a coward when I see one. Soon, if the king be willing, I shall grapple with Grendel and show you what courage means.
Then Hrothgar, blazing eyes and hasty hands fingering his sword hilt with mild words melted his anger.
Noble Beowulf, pay no heed to Uther, an envious wayward being, unworthy of note. Back that do I grant you wish, but first one word. One word of warning. That sword you boasted will prove you nothing with Grendel, whose life is proof against all weapons whatsoever wrought by man. You must guard him with your hands, your bare hands.
Thus spake King Hrothgar, and from his bounteous heart wished thee well. Soon as the benches had been cleared away for the banquet, he called for his queen.
Oh, Queen, walk thee
The gracious Wealthio, who proudly entering was proudly hailed by royal clarion and trumpets. A gown of the purest black she wore, behind her a long train, dark as the night sky, illumined with galaxy of stars, that as she glided forward to greet her guests, trembled in the torchlight. The mead cup glowed in her hands, strong to revive them weary from wandering over the surging sea. Kneeling, she offered it first to Beowulf, and next to his warriors, each in turn. They drank and they feasted, the jeweled goblets clashed in the great hall. There was loud revelry of heroes full of merriment of men, and minstrel song, and the soothing voice of the harp, until twilight, the drowsy hour of Grendel's coming, the black mist stealing over the dusky morn. Then the warriors, man by man, uprose, and clearing the banquet, brought for their guests soft couches, pillows strewed with fleeces of thick wool. When the queen had departed, they hurried each to his secret hiding place, and last of all, murmuring abundant blessing on Beowulf, grave and reluctant the noble Hrothgar. Straightway Beowulf stripped off his armor, his mailcoat, his shining helmet. His armor and precious shield gave he to his servants, and in the ring of warriors lay down to rest. But spent as they were for tumult of Grendel and his habit, like runaway hosts making riot in their brains, they could not sleep. Under their fleeces in terror they sweated and trembled, wide awake, till at last, outworn with weariness, heavy-lidded they slept. All but Beowulf, alone he walked. Over the misty moor, from the dark and dripping caves of his grim lair, Grendel with fierce ravenous stride came stepping. A shadow under the pale moon he moved, that fiend from hell, foul enemy of God, toward Heorot. He beheld it from afar, the gleaming roof towering high to heaven. His tremendous hands struck the studded door, wrenched it from the hinges, till the wood splintered and the bolts burst apart. Angrily he prowled over the polished floor, a terrible light in his eyes, a torch flaming. As he scanned the warriors, deep drugged in sleep, loud, loud he laughed. And pouncing on the nearest, tore him limb from limb, and swallowed him whole, sucking the bloody stream from his That forced his gross appetite unslaked. Greedily he reached his hand for the next, little reckoning trophy that was Grendel's giant arm. And they praised Beowulf, the sword that of all men under the sun, beyond measure, mightiest was he, and fittest to govern his people. Meanwhile, in the hall at Heorot, the grateful king, all blooming gone, his countenance clear and cloudless as the sky, and open radiance of the climbing sun, gave thanks to God for deliverance.
Beowulf, bravest of men, I shall love you now as my son. All I have is yours for the asking. Take what treasure you will, but first let us feast and be merry.
Straightway they washed the blood from the floor, propped up the battered door. The dropping walls they draped with embroidery, bright hangings of woven gold. There was drinking and feasting again, revelry of heroes, and the jeweled goblets clashed. At last the king H. Hrothgar, gray-haired giver of treasure, ordered gifts to be brought. To Beowulf he gave a sword and mailcoat and banner of gleaming gold, a plated helmet so tough no steel might cleave it, 8 prancing horses with golden harness and bridles of silver. The proudest saddle is his own battle steed. To each of the warriors bountiful recompense of gold for their friend that Grendel slew. Then the minstrel sang of rousing deeds of old, like flames in the firelight. The heart leapt to hear them. And when he had done, and the harp lay silent, the queen of the Danes spoke out.
Beowulf, dearest youth, son of the most favored and fortunate of mothers, this your deed is matchless, greater than all these. In the farthest corners of the earth, your name shall be known. Wherever the ocean laps the windy shore and the wave-worn headland, your praise shall be sounded.
And now the feast was ended. With final clarion of trumpets they left the hall, Hrothgar and his gracious queen, leading Beowulf to a stately chamber to rest. But the warriors remained, clearing the banquet. They brought couches spread with pillows and warm coverlets, and lay down, each with his broad shield at his head, his mailcoat, his spear, and shining helmet, as was the custom long ere Grendel came. Now fearless amongst it, their minds were at ease, quiet as the summer sea, the sparkling water, unmurmuring and serene, under the moon. In comfort of spirit and blessed trust and tranquility, they sank to rest.
If in any way, by deeds of battle, I can win greater love, if over the bounding wave I to your word that neighbors oppress you, or enemies grind you under heel, then with 1,000 fangs hot paced will I speed, and 1,000 spears and 1,000 shields to protect you.